Good day everyone. In this video we'll be discussing the assembly of flange coupling in PROE. The question given is make the assembly of flange coupling as shown in the figure. So the various parts of the assembly with the dimensions is given. So you have to make the part models of each and all the parts, and we have to assemble the same. So I have already made the parts, and the dimensions that is given is this is the flange whose front view, top view and side view is given with the dimensions, and we have the required nuts and bolts with the required dimensions. Then we have the key, and then we have the shaft with the shaft hole given as 40 mm. So I am going to make a modification in this because 40 mm the key will be larger than the keyhole and it will not be placed inside. So change this value 40 to 50 mm so that we can properly make the assembly. So in the question the modification is 40 mm should be changed to 50 mm. So finally after assembly this is how it will look. You will have two shafts, that is driven shaft and driving shaft, locked in by a keyhole and joined together and fastened joined together by the flange and fastened by the nuts and bolts in position. So moving on, I have already made the various parts, that is the bolts, nuts, flange, keys and shaft as per my requirement according to the dimension, and I have saved it in my working directory as flange coupling assembly. So going to the project of assembly, first thing that we have to do is we have to set the working directory, which is the same as where I have saved all my files, that is in the this one, that is flange coupling assembly. So this folder flange coupling assembly will be taken up as the working directory. So after that I'll go to a new file, then I'll go to assembly. I will change the name to what is that, flange, FLAN coupling COUP. Let's keep some name, FLANCOUP. This is the name that I'm given to FLANCOUP ASS, yeah, assembly. Okay, so FLANCOUP is some name that I have given. Now I'm changing this to the template that I'm selecting is millimeters Newton second, MMNS underscore ASM underscore design. This is the template that I'm going to select and give OK. Now going into this main, the first thing that we will be doing is insert the first component, that is the first component or the primary insert component assemble. Click on that, you will see that in your working directory the various components will be given. So the first component I'm going to select is my first flange. Okay, so this is my default component, so according to this only I'll be assembling the rest of the parts. So I will go to this option, automate, and make it as default. Now you can see that the status has been changed to fully constrained and give tick mark. So this flange is my default part. Now I'll be assembling the rest of the parts with this default part. So again go to insert component, assemble, take the next second flange. Okay, second flange I'm taking it. So I have to align it according to the given diagram. So for that I will first disable all these datum planes and other unnecessary points and accesses. So I need only the central axis for assembly, so it will be looking good and we can pick up things easily. For that only I have done that. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to placement. In this automatic I can either give align or by itself it will take. If you did not give also, it will take by itself. You can give align central axis with this central axis. So both has been aligned to the center. Now since both are in the same plane and same model, it has coincide, but I need one of that to be in the reverse direction. That is, I will give the command called flip. So what happened is one of my flange has flipped to the other side. So you can see it better if I go to move and pick it and move it. You can see that this has flipped over, and you have got two flanges aligned across its central axis. Now you can see that the status is partially constrained. So to make it fully constrained and make the placement proper, I'll give a new constraint, select the inner surface of this flange, select the inner surface of the other one, and give coincide and give the command mate. So it's already by itself, the command has been taken up. We'll give mate and coincide. So what will happen is these two has joined, and you can see now the status has fully constrained. So tick and come out of that. So the two flanges have been made. So next I'm going to insert what is that, one shaft, and assemble it with one flange. So to do that, first one thing I'll do is I'll disable this second flange so I can do the assembly proper. So I'll hide it, actually not disable, I will hide this flange. Go to flange, second flange, and right click and give hide. Okay, so what will happen is the second flange has disappeared and it is hidden. Now what I'll do is I'll insert the component, assemble, I'll take the first shaft, okay, and align it with the given shaft. So you have two axes, so I'll select the first axis and I'll select the axis of the flange, what is the shaft and flange axis. Now these two are aligned. This is the first command. The thing is, the keyhole of this shaft, which we have already made, should come this side. So to do that, go to the placement that already you have given the two axes and aligned it, and go and give flip. What will happen is the keyhole will come to this side as per requirement. Now this hole, to make it completely perfect, this side should come over here. So to do that, what I'll do is first I'll move it out so that I can see it properly. I'll move this shaft outside. Then I'll go to placement, give a new constraint. I will select this surface, this edge. Okay, when it is rotated, it will come and align with this edge. Okay, so the option is taken as mate. So constraint is invalid, we cannot mate those two parts. So only thing we can do is we can align it. So give align, what will happen is it will rotate by itself, and I have given coincide option. So what will happen is these two sides will align by itself. You can see now these two are aligned to each other, so it's not a problem. So the second constraint is given. Now still you can see that the status is partially constrained. So to make it fully constrained, I'll give a new constraint, that is I will take this surface and this surface, and instead of offset I will give coincide. Okay, align, coincide. So what will happen is now you can see that the shaft is perfectly fit with the flange. Okay, so and the hole is also properly aligned. So the first shaft and flange has been perfectly made, and it is in fully constrained position. So give tick and come out. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I will enable or unhide the other flange and hide the shaft and the flange I have just used now. So the second flange is now what is that, is now active, and you will insert another shaft component. Go to insert component, assembly, and take this one more shaft and assemble it with respect to the second shaft. That is, for that we'll do the same procedure. Go to this axis to axis. Here the advantage is that this keyhole is coming on the right surface, so no need to flip. Okay, so the next thing to do is go to move. To see it properly, I'll take it out and I'll take this edge. Go to placement, new constraint, this edge will be aligned with this. Okay, so give align, coincide, it is fine, it's done. Now the third constraint will be this surface, this surface will be aligned with this surface, and offset I'll make it coincide. So aligned, coincide, now it's done. You can see that two parts have been already made. That is, if I enable